There are hundreds of floor plans in Rancho Mission Viejo. Only one of them has a second kitchen built into the home. This is it. Let's go tour. Here's a trap most buyers fall into in R&B right now. They walk in treating square footage as the whole story. It isn't. Two homes can post the exact same square footage and live completely differently. One gives you a downstairs suite and a kitchen that actually functions when you host. The other gives you a bigger, empty great room and nowhere to put anyone. The homes that move fastest in Rienda aren't the biggest ones. They're the ones where the layout does something the others can't. This is a plan 2 in the neighborhood of Arrowleaf, and it's one of the most requested floor plans in all of Rancho Mission Viejo. Not because of its size, because of what that second kitchen unlocks. And I know I'm Dave Archuletta with the Archuletta team, and I've helped hundreds of households call Rancho Mission Viejo home. When it comes to floor plans that hold their value at the top of the R&B market, you either have it or you don't. Arrowleaf Plan 2 has it. Let's check it out. Right away, the entry tells you what kind of home this is. No cramped hallway, wide tile, and the sightline runs the full depth of the house straight through to the view out back. Even the millwork down the hall says the space was designed, not left blank. And just off the entry sits the room that decides whether a floor plan works for how people actually live. This is the space the entry was pointing at. The great room, dining, and kitchen island all live in one open run, so no walls chopping it up, so wherever you're standing, you're still part of the room. A full-height fireplace anchors the living side, and the ceiling lifts overhead to keep it from ever feeling boxed in. But here's what sets it apart. Two separate sets of stacking sliders open the entire back wall, both framing the same view out to the hills below. Open them up and the great room, the dining space, and the covered patio stop being separate rooms. Most homes this size give you one slider and call it indoor-outdoor. This gives you a wall of glass that actually disappears. And the anchor of that whole open run is the kitchen. Let me give you the quick rundown on this home. You've got 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, plus an office downstairs and an upstairs loft at approximately 3691 square feet here in the village of Rienda. The home sits in the neighborhood of Arrowleaf in Rancho Mission Viejo, California, built by Shea Homes. The garage is a 3-car tandem. The HOA runs $250 a month and the Melrose is about $19,000 a year. Now the kitchen, and this is the room that makes the whole plan work. Start with the island. Full slab top, waterfall edge, seating for 4 on one side and a working sink on the other, so whoever's cooking is always facing the room instead of a wall. Behind it, the range is professionally graded under a pro hood with double wall ovens and a built-in refrigerator flanking the run. Cabinetry goes all the way to the ceiling, so there's nothing wasted up top. And just off the main run sits a walk-in pantry, sized to actually stock a household, not the shallow pantry most plans hand you. This beautiful kitchen in Rancho Mission Viejo you're looking at isn't even the whole story. There's a second one right behind it, built for the work you don't want anyone to see. And here it is, the reason this is the only floor plan in Rancho Mission Viejo you'll find with a second kitchen. Behind the main run, its own full refrigerator, its own prep sink, its own counter space, finished to the exact same level as the kitchen out front. This is where the real work happens, holiday prep, party cleanup, the small appliances you never want living on your countertops. It all happens back here, out of sight, while your main kitchen stays clean for everyone in the great room. But here's the part that turns this from a nice feature into the whole reason people request this plan by name. There's a sliding window over the counter and it opens right onto the covered patio out back. So you prep in here and you pass food and drinks straight through to the backyard without ever carrying a thing through the house. The party's outside, the work's back here, and the two are connected by a window. No other plan in R&V gives you that. Now back to the front of the home. The dining space sits right in the middle of it all with a room for a full table of 8 and the same view pouring in through the glass. No formal dining room walled off from everyone. Just steps away, the living space gathers around the fireplace. That full height surround running floor to ceiling with a TV mounted right into it. This is a part of the home that fills up at the end of the day. Close enough to the kitchen that whoever's cooking is still in the conversation. Close enough to the sliders that on a warm evening, the whole wall opens and the living room breeze right out into the patio. One connected run, dining to living to great rooms, so whether you're at the table, on the couch, or out back, you're never cut off from anyone. And off to the side, the stairs head up, but there's one more thing to see down here first. Right off the entry, a powder room, and even here the finishes don't drop off. Vertical paneling, floor to ceiling, a stone top vanity matching the rest of the home. It's the bath your guests use, tucked away from the private rooms. Small space, but it tells you how the whole home was built. Now the room downstairs most homes of this size skip. This isn't a downstairs bedroom, it's a private suite, a home within the home, its own living room with a built-in media wall and beverage fridge, its own bedroom and its own full bath. Here's what makes it win. Most homes this size give you a casita, and that casita is detached. Whoever's out there ends up feeling like they got kicked out of the house. This keeps the privacy but stays connected and adds a living room a casita never gives you. Separation without the isolation, extended households under one roof, long-term guests who want their own space, a layout that adapts as life changes. This is what people search months to find in Rancho Mission Viejo and hardest to find at this square footage. Not a bonus room tacked on, a second home built into the first. And here's the bedroom the suite opens into. Full size, its own windows, quiet and set apart from everything out front. A walk-in closet with real hanging space, not the reach-in you'd expect down here. The private bath finishes it. Stone top vanity, a walk-in shower, tiled floor to ceiling with a bench seat. Everything self-contained, everything on one level. That's the whole promise of the suite in one room. Now upstairs where the plan really opens up, and this is where the builder quality earns its keep. Shea built this home with quality graded insulation and a high performance attic, so even with this open space downstairs, the second floor actually holds its temperature. In South Orange County, where the afternoons heat up, that's the difference between a comfortable upstairs and one you're fighting all summer. Real quick, if you like what you see, I do these Rancho Mission Viejo home tours 2 to 3 times a week, so hit the subscribe button for more Rancho Mission Viejo homes. At the top of the stairs, the plan opens into the loft, and this is what makes a 5-bedroom home actually livable. A full second living area, room for a sectional room to spread out, with a floor-to-ceiling built-in running the whole wall so it's finished, not an empty bonus room you're left to figure out. Wide plank flooring underfoot up here too. What it does is take the pressure off downstairs. The great room stays for gathering and hosting, and the loft becomes an everyday space, movie nights, a game table, a second den that keeps the whole house from living in one room. And then it opens up again because right off the loft it's a covered deck, a private outdoor room on the second floor, shaded with a view over the neighborhood and the hills beyond. Most homes this size give you a backyard and stop there. This one gives you an outdoor space upstairs too. Off the loft, the second bedroom, and the plan keeps doing what the whole home does, giving everyone their own space. Each one is full size, its own windows, room for more than a bed against a wall. And here's what separates this plan at this square footage. These aren't bedrooms fighting over one hall bath every morning. This one comes with its own walk-in closet and a private ensuite, a full tub and shower combo under a fish scale tile surround that runs floor to ceiling, matte black fixtures, and a stone-top vanity with wide framed mirror. The laundry room up here is a real room, not a closet with a stacked unit crammed into it. Full-size, side-by-side machines, a utility sink, a stone counter to fold on, cabinets overhead, a hanging rod, and built-in shelving already run along the wall. It's the kind of space you don't think about until you've lived without it. Across the way is the third bedroom, and the pattern holds. Another full-size bedroom, its own windows and natural light, its own closet behind sliding doors, room for a real bed and furniture, not a box you squeeze into. The fourth bedroom sits at the corner so it pulls light from 2 sides, windows on both walls, and a view out towards the hills. Full size, its own closet, and a room for a real bed and full furniture instead of just the basics. The bath these 2 bedrooms share is the smart version of that layout, not one sink crammed into a hall. It's a true Jack and Jill, a full dual vanity so each side gets its own sink with the shower and toilet set off behind their own door. Both bedrooms can use it at once without getting in each other's way. One's in the shower, the other's at the sink, nobody's waiting. That's what keeps a full house from bottlenecking each morning. And here it is, the room the whole upstairs was leading to, the primary suite. First thing you notice is the scale. Not a bedroom with a bed squeezed in, but room at the foot for a full sitting area, lounge chairs, a table, somewhere to sit that isn't the mattress. A paneled accent wall, wide plank wood floor underfoot, but the reason the suite lands is the wall of glass. A full run of stacking sliders opens the entire back of the room onto a private covered balcony. The whole house has outdoor space, the patio downstairs, the deck off the loft, but this one belongs to the primary alone. Step out and you're looking over the rooftops of Rancho Mission Viejo to the hills beyond. Morning coffee up here, the sun going down over South Orange County, and nobody else in the house has access to it. That's what separates a big bedroom from a suite. Not just where you sleep, a retreat with its own view. And it opens into the bath and closet that finish it. And the bath lives up to the suite, a full dual vanity down one side, stone counters, framed mirrors, nobody sharing a sink. Across from it, a frameless glass walk-in shower with a built-in bench, then the piece that makes it, a freestanding soaking tub under the windows, and those windows frame the same view as the balcony out to the hills. That's not builder grade, that's a spa you don't leave home for, and it runs straight through to a true walk-in closet. And the closet earns its own moment. This isn't a reach-in you fight for space in, it's a fully built-out dressing room. Custom shelving wraps the entire space floor to ceiling, dedicated shoe racks hanging at every height, and a freestanding island in the center with drawers and a stone top, the kind of thing people pay to add after the fact. There's even a window so you got natural light to actually see what you're putting on. It connects straight through to the bath, so your whole morning routine, closet, shower, vanity happens in one loop without backtracking. This is the room that sells the suite. So that's every bedroom in this home added up, a wide entry with a sightline straight through the house, a chef's kitchen with a second kitchen behind it, a downstairs suite that lives like its own home, 3 more bedrooms and a loft upstairs, a primary suite with a private balcony, and one of the best primary closets in Rancho Mission Viejo. And there's still one more space downstairs, it's out back, and it's beyond what you would expect at this size. Real quick, if you want current pricing or want to see the Arrowleaf Plan 2 in person, or you're looking for something similar in Rancho Mission Viejo, comment private tour below and I'll personally reach out, or call or text me at 949-550-2307. And this is it. The reason the whole plan is built the way it is. Everything inside was pointing here. The great room sliders fold all the way open so there's no line anywhere between inside and out. Step under the covered patio and this is where the back kitchen pays off. The pass-through window opens to a built-in bar so food and drinks come straight out to the people sitting outside. From there, it opens up. Room for a full lounge and dining setup, a fire feature to gather around, turf that stays green year-round, and space for a built-in outdoor kitchen so you never leave the party to cook. And then the view. You're elevated up here, looking over the rooftops of Rancho Mission Viejo to the hills. That view doesn't get built out, doesn't get blocked, it's just yours. Now here's the part nobody explains to you. In all of RMV View or Hillside homes, the yard is split. There's the HOA side, the perimeter the association controls and you can't touch, and your side, the space you actually get to design. The concrete line is that divide. Knowing where that line falls is the difference between the yard you think you're buying and the one you actually get. And this one gives you real owner space to work with, not just a strip. This is the backyard people picture when they picture living in RMV, and it's the note this home ends on. Amenities at Rancho Mission Viejo work differently than most master plan communities. You're not tied to your own village. Every RMV resident gets every amenity in every village. Ranch camp in Rienda, the hilltop in Esencia, the pools, the gyms, the sports courts, all of it, no matter what village you're in. That's not a spec sheet, that's a big part of why RMV holds its value. Now zoom in on the daily. Almost everything you'd use in a week sits inside a 10-minute drive. Sendero Marketplace is about 7 minutes out. Groceries in and out for Fridays and the Archuletta team office. 7 minutes the other direction puts you in Los Patrones Business Park in Esencia, with spots like Frisbee Brewing and Seven Hills Pizzeria. There's Esencia K-8 school already serving the community, and Rienda K-8 opening in the fall 2027. There's even a walk path in Arrowleaf that leads straight to the future school. That kind of convenience is hard to come by in South Orange County. So let's come back to where we started. There are hundreds of floor plans in Rancho Mission Viejo, and only one of them has a second kitchen built into the home. You've now seen exactly what that unlocks. A main kitchen that stays clean while the real work happens behind it. A pass-through window that serves the backyard without a single trip through the house. That's not a feature you can add later. It's designed into the walls and no other RMV plan has it. But this home doesn't win on one room. Think about what you normally have to give up to get it. In most homes this size, you pick two, a downstairs suite or a real backyard or the second kitchen. This plan refuses to make you choose. You get the downstairs suite that lives like its own home, the primary suite with its own private balcony, the loft, the covered deck, and the backyard, and you get the second kitchen on top of all of that. That's the whole case. When a plan does something no other plan in the community can do, you don't have to call it scarce, you can count it. And when this home comes up in Rancho Mission Viejo, watch how fast it moves because the people searching here already know there's nothing else like it. Square footage, every builder can match. This layout, nobody else has. If this could be your next home in Rancho Mission Viejo or you're looking for a similar home, comment private tour below and I'll personally reach out or call or text me at 949-550-2307. If you're thinking about selling your home in Rancho Mission Viejo, an online estimate is not a strategy. The first 2 weeks on market, decide your final sales price. Tap the link below to set up a home selling game plan strategy meeting with me. I'm Dave Archuletta with the Archuletta team, #1 realtor and team in Rancho Mission Viejo. Subscribe for weekly Rancho Mission Viejo home tours and monthly R&V market updates. See you around the neighborhood.